Nicely done.
Thank you.
Nicely done. This man's a writer.
How long did you marinate on that one?
I just saw that for the first time.
Okay.
It's up here.
There you go.
I'm fired on all cylinders.
Come on, Matt.
Do you have props this hour?
I do.
That's
New
incredible.
hour, fresh energy.
Alan Hahn.
Oh,
On the laces. On the laces.
We are coming to you live from above the Heineken River deck at Pier 17. I'm hoping to keep the ball out of the way for our game of the night because I'm going to be reading a highlight. It's going to be a no-look
Notice
pass.
Monica doesn't pass. She only fakes that.
You know what? We're
That's
fine.
how you become a high scorer at
You're right.
touchdown.
We're fine. She'll hold on to the ball the entire time. As did Luka early on, but the Lakers kind of needed that.
Yeah, he's seeking out the matchups that he loves, which is, of course, Rudy Gobert. He just eats him for lunch. But the ball movement here for the Lakers is good. This was not a pretty game offensively, however.
You called it an Instagram game. Is that to make you believe like it wasn't really pretty in person, but
filters.
Highly edited. Okay. Lots of face tune on this one.
Again, I mean, Rudy Gobert once was a great defensive big man, but Luka makes a mockery of it.
Look at this. Whoop. What a look that is. I mean, he gets a lot of credit for his offensive acumen.
A little Magic Johnson, look away.
He does that as good as anybody. Early third quarter, same score. You're thinking, does this Anthony Edwards dunk, Monica, get Bulls back in it?
It felt like it could be a moment, right? I think this brought the game to 13 in the third quarter, I believe. It's like, all right, is this going to be the moment? Is Ant about to activate? And then there was just more Luka.
But remember, Nico didn't know how popular he was amongst the fans.
Gosh, Matt Barry.
He's really popular amongst the Lakers fans already in the fourth quarter.
Let it go.
We finally got LeBron involved.
Hey there.
Yeah, there he is. After missing 10 straight field goals, you love that graphic right there.
21 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists for LeBron. Luka, 31, 12, and 9. Lakers win 94-85. They tie the series at 1 game apiece. Win or lose, Doncic has been great in the Lakers' first 2 playoff games. That's kind of why they got him, averaging 30, 10, and 5. You know the only player in NBA history to average that stat line in any franchise?
Tell me.
That guy, Querim.
Wow.
77. Luka was traded to L.A. in a blockbuster trade as we now welcome in the great Brian Windhorst to our collection of fun. And Windy, what is the first thing you had to say about that game we saw last night?
This was a good, the bad, and the ugly if you're the Lakers. The good was that Luka played great, and the Wolves have not shown any ability to slow him down consistently over the last 2 playoffs, and so you feel like you've got the best player. The bad was the Lakers really didn't finish this game well. They were 5-19 collectively in the fourth quarter. The ugly was this game looked like a bumper car game. It was really just an ugly affair. I will say this. They have really held Ant Edwards down in the first 2 games of this series. He said after the game that the scheme that the Lakers were playing was confusing him. So points to J.J. Redick for throwing a scheme at him that kept him off balance. He had 9 assists in game 1. He had no assists last night. He hadn't had a game like that in 3 years. So whatever the Lakers are doing to Ant Edwards, it's working, but you got to figure he's going to bounce back when he goes home for game 3. The Lakers only 19 road wins this year. So 1-1 is okay for Minnesota. Lakers are going to have to play a lot better as a team if they're going to get a win in Minnesota in 3 or 4.
What was your takeaway?
Yeah, speaking of J.J. Redick, and by the way, what Anthony Edwards thought he saw was a zone. They were kind of zoning around him to take his offense away, and it confused him. So there'll be film to watch, as they always say. But this felt like this was a J.J. Redick game, and here's one moment why. In the third quarter, the Lakers had been rolling. Lead got down to 11. Look at him. Dad walking away from the team, barking at him, walks back to the huddle. Get out of my way, towel girl. I got stuff to say. And you see Finney-Smith clapping, that usually means the coach is ripping into him and he's trying to make noise as if to like calm it down. But he's tearing into his team. Now, we take this for granted because this is what a coach is supposed to do, wake your team up. They had a terrible game 1. They were not ready to play out of the gate. They had a hard practice before game 2, which he had to do. This early in the playoffs, we got to have a hard practice to wake you up. And then he had to bang a timeout there to also get his team's attention. J.J. Redick is in his first year as a head coach at any level other than CYO 10th grade, like 10-year-old, I should say. So we can't take for granted that he already understands how to coach, how to motivate his team. And the response they got was a 7-0 run that Anthony Edwards said he felt like that was the turning point of the game because they got back control.
Well, the other part of the 7-0 for the Timberwolves, to me, they were a joke in terms of making layups down the stretch. They shot less than 50% on points in the paint, and this is a team that's terrific as far as paint scoring, less than 50% on 2-point field goals. And now that one I'll give you a little bit of room for because Ant is usually a killer in the mid-range. But to me, Credit J.J. Redick for getting his team's attention, but there was also plenty of room for the Timberwolves to be better on things that they have been able to be successful with over the course of the regular season, and that's aside from Anthony Edwards.
So you worried about it then? Like the fact that this, at the beginning of a playoff for a Laker team that did all they did in the regular season to get the high seed and to get home court advantage, to have the 2 stars, that the coach has to do wake up, it's the playoffs kind of motivation right now?
I didn't love it. Now, I will give room for the human experience as athletes. Luka outscored the Timberwolves by himself in that first quarter. He had 16, they just had 15, and so they clearly won the game in the first quarter, and there is that little bit of give and take in terms of natural attrition. I don't love that, though, when you talk about the Lakers being focused and what their goals are. But to me, Mike Conley didn't have a great game for the Timberwolves. It was as much the Timberwolves missing layups and kind of being uncharacteristic of who they've been when they're good this season, as much as it was J.J. Redick doing the right thing to get his team's attention.
And Wendy, it begs the question, because you look at the Lakers now, they made the deal, they were the splash of the year, and basically in the NBA history of this trade. I don't want to go as big a picture the Lakers is going all the way. I mean, is this an overreact, or just let it go and get into Game 3 if you're looking at the Lakers and how they've been playing?
Well, we're 3 days into the playoffs, or 4 days. I'm not going to overreact. However, as I watched the Oklahoma City Thunder decimate the Grizzlies, they won by the first 2 games by 70 points. As I watched the Clippers and the Nuggets look both like they could win the championship as the way they're playing against each other, I don't look at the Wolves and Lakers as 2 teams that look like they're positioned to win 12 Western Conference playoff games. But okay, they've had 2 games. They get 2 days off now. They get to regroup. Neither one of these teams is going anywhere unless they raise their level. But they're playing each other right now, and it's 1-1.
Monica.
I agree with that. And I think, to me, when they go back to Target Center, what does this Timberwolves defense look like? Because to this point, they've not had an answer for Luka. But in a game where Luka still was the problem, he also looked like he could have been deterred a little bit with the officiating, which is something we see as a theme for him.
What they do in Game 1, they focused on him defensively. They tried to do the same thing. Okay, where's their weak link, the Laker defense? It's you. And that's what everybody says about Luka Doncic. It's what the Celtics showed us in the finals last year. Timberwolves did that in Game 1. I imagine you're going to see a lot more of that. How they do it strategic-wise, we'll see. But you're right. They missed a lot of easy makeables. They had a lot of issues there. But it wasn't as if, like, the Timberwolves didn't approach this game with the right kind of effort or intensity. There was a physical, nasty game. And, again, nobody get to 100.
They had a chance.
I don't know
let's
why.
all agree to throw out Game 2.
Throw it out.
We'll be positive.
All the way.
Monica, the Rock.
There you go. Come on, let's
We're
go.
going to go talk.
All right,
Best
man.
bets. What? Court ball, what do you got?
Pass me the ball.
Oh, handle. Sort of.
You saw it. You saw the crossovers.
A little loose.
Surprisingly impressive, given where the standard was set coming into this.
You saw. I mean, look, everyone's seen it. It doesn't.
What do I do? Like, what do I do with
dead.
What do I do?
Give me your best bets with Warriors Rockets tonight.
We're going to start with the Rockets minus the 3 here, minus the 3.5. So stop me if you've heard this one before.
Yeah.
That was good, by the way.
Thank you.
Young, upstart team, inexperienced, comes into the playoffs, plays the savvy, grizzled veterans. They get beat in Game 1. No surprise. The key here is to not fall victim to recency bias. Houston was terrible in that game. 7th worst shooting performance from the field this season in 83 games. They shot only 39%. They were 20% from three-point range. 2nd worst shooting performance in 83.